Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to the Dice Tower Look Back. This is where I go back in time, to a year, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years ago this week. And I tell you what reviews I did and what I think about those games now, if I think about them at all. So 20 years ago, just a couple games here. We have Perpetual Commotion. This one dropped a bit for me. This is very similar to Dutch Blitz in many ways, and I've not a huge fan of Dutch Blitz, so it's kind of fallen down to a 5. Palabra. This is a word game where there's also colors on the cards. Not sure I would even touch this one today, but who knows? 6 out of 10. 10 years ago, I took a look at Over Under from Game Right. This is a little party game that you're guessing over and under, but it's kind of group picking, and I just really didn't like that aspect of the game at all. 5 out of 10. Pedante. This is a panda poker game with so many rules and complications from Serlin Games, just made it unfun. 5 out of 10. Discount Salmon. This is from Marcus Ross, who is one of the most congenial, nicest designers you will ever meet. I did not love this game where you're basically matching lipstick to salmon or whatever. 5 out of 10. But he has gone on to make some other cool games. Heroes Wanted. I dropped this one a bit, mostly again because so many better superhero games have come out. This was the start of action phase games. This is kind of, your superheroes going around trying to, do different things in the city. 6 out of 10. Justice League strategy game, same reason. Although this one is more because this game's components are really not up to snuff from WizKids. Andrew Park's game about the Justice League, working together to stop problems. 6 out of 10. Luchador Mexican Wrestling Dice. This one's a 6.5, almost makes it. In fact, I gave it originally a lower score, but when I found that you could throw your dice at other people's dice to change them, that makes it a little better, but not enough. You're just rolling dice and seeing what happens. Looping Louie. This one I gave a 6.5 to, but frankly, I have so much fun with this one that it's got to be a 7. Looping Louie is what essentially is a kid's game that somehow has gotten terrific, joy in the community. Lots of kids' game where you're hitting the airplane. There's some pretty neat strategy to this game. Definitely one that I think a lot of people will like. Pagoda. This is a game about stacking and making pagodas. A nice lightweight style game. Putting out and building these. The visual effect is very good. 7 out of 10. Thunder Alley. Fantastic racing game from the Horgers. This is a game where drafting really matters. You're doing, it's basically NASCAR, this game. They don't want to call it that. But that's basically what it is. And there's just a lot of, they think take a lot of the complexities and really narrow it down. I think it's a really great racing game. 8.5. And Ticket to Ride 10th anniversary came out 10 years ago. It's funny now because this is a big box Ticket to Ride, but it's not nearly as big as big box games these days. It's a really nice version of one of the best games ever made, a 10 out of 10. All right, 5 years ago, I reviewed Llama. Man, do I hate this game. 3 out of 10. It is essentially kind of a twist on Uno. Some people love it, though. I am not in that group. Little Town. I wanted to like this one more. It's a worker placement game that I found to be very slow and plodding. Since I've reviewed it, I gave it a 6 out of 10, by the way. A lot of people point out that it works really well with kids, but it's still, there's just something about it that's missing for me. Gem Hens. This is a game specifically made for kids from Social Sloth, which was Gray Fox's small thing. This one needs a bigger board, and it would be a much better game. As it is, though, a nice little kind of programming almost game. 7 out of 10. 5211. Sounds like a song title. This is a nice little card game, trying to get rid of cards in your hand. 7 out of 10. Who's It? A party game. We played this one live here on the Dice Tower. I remember doing that. It's just a fun game about ranking people. You have a bunch of people, and who would be best at solving Sudoku, and then you put them in order. 7 out of 10. Vinyl. Great theme. Components match the theme. It's about organizing your vinyl collection. Really cool looking game. Worker placement game. The game itself is good, not great, but man, the theme is fantastic. 7 out of 10. Terror Below. So I recently, this might have shown up on someone else's top 10 disappointments, but I enjoy this game. I think there's a lot of fun. Jumping a motorcycle over the worms, sandworms, and collecting their eggs. Just very enjoyable game. 7.5. Machikoro Legacy. This is not the best Legacy game, but it's a really solid one and has a replayable game at the end. One of the best that does that, another 7.5. Escape Plan. I'm not a huge Vasel fan. His games are big and overly gigantic and complex. This is definitely one of those games. But that being said, I think it works really well and the theme is really strong. 8 out of 10. Dragon Scales. This is a reprint of an older Richard Launius game. This is a Dice Tower Essential game. I really like this one. The idea of we're all fighting a monster together, this dragon together, and I either want to be the one who does the most damage to the dragon, or I'm just going to run away from it and be the one who gets the farthest away. Alternate victory conditions, 8 out of 10. Horrified came out 5 years ago, 8.5. When I played this, it almost felt instantly like this is a classic cooperative game. And indeed it has, with the 4th version of it coming out this year. Shobu. This one, I did not think I would be as enamored with it as I was, but this is a very great abstract strategy game in which your pieces on one board affect the way they move on the other board. Fantastic. Feels like an instant classic, 8.5. Last year, just one game during this time frame, and that's Arceus Society, which is a reprint of Ethnos with a lot of changes, a theme change, which I didn't particularly like, an artwork change, which I thought was better, and then some gameplay changes. So there's gonna be some, they're different games essentially, but I still really enjoyed it and gave it an 8 out of 10. Those are reviews I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time on Look Back on the Dice Tower. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, if you would love to game with us at one of our conventions, check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vasel.